Well, let's talk about some television shows, shall we?
Yeah! That girl.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to a video of me just talking about television shows that I've watched so far in 2024. I decided this year to watch more television shows because last year I really didn't watch a lot. I watched a few shows. Even the year before, I was kind of slacking on my TV watching. So I thought in the beginning of this year, I'd just watch a shit ton of shows as much as I can and see if they're any good. There's shows that really intrigued me. I'm like, hey, I bet that's pretty awesome. Yeah, so some of these shows I'm going to talk about, they're not fully done yet, but I'm going to just talk about just shows I've just watched so far. We're about 2 months into 2024, and movies have been lacking, but there's been some quality shows. Let's talk about the first show I watched in 2024, and that was the show Ted. Ted was pretty fucking hilarious, actually. I really actually enjoyed this show, Ted. I like the Ted movies. I don't think they're amazing, but I enjoy them. Seth MacFarlane is a funny guy. He's a very good writer. Like Orville, as we seen, he's really creative. I didn't know how to feel about a prequel about Ted, and I'm like, can you just give us more seasons of the Orville? That's what I want. I think that's what we all want. But hey, okay, cool. It's John as a high schooler, Ted. What do you got? It's actually funny. It's only like 10 episodes or something. It's very short. But I laughed. I thought it was super funny. I think the young kid who plays John does a very good, Mark Wahlberg impersonation, but he also kind of makes the character his own. Seth MacFarlane's very funny. I like his cousin. She's really good. I like her as a character. I like that Gordon from The Orville plays the dad. And he has a great episode where he brings a truck to life. It's a really great episode. It actually has a really good meaning. There's actually some episodes that have really good deep meanings and stuff. Because Seth MacFarlane can be very deep and very poetic and very philosophical and stuff. And the show was good. I had a good time with it, and I would actually like to see a season 2. I thought it was funny, and I enjoyed the new characters that they brought in, and I really enjoyed it. First season as a whole, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good, and yeah, good job, Seth MacFarlane. Another show I watched was Reacher Season 2. Reacher Season 1 was great. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was way better than the Jack Reacher movies with Tom Cruise because they actually got a guy who was 6'5". Alan Richardson plays the role of Jack Reacher so well. Season 2 is way better than Season 1. Season 1 was great. Loved Season 2. I loved the team. His team is great. I forgot what their names are because it's been weeks since I watched it. The girl from Season 1 is back. The soldier from Season 1. The guy with the blonde hair. I forgot his name. He was great. I loved him in the back four. It's literally, this season is his ex-military team. They're all getting killed off for reasons because they did a mission, and then the missions come back to bite them in the ass and stuff. And basically, Reacher has to get his team back that is still alive and figure out who's doing all this and stuff. Really enjoyed this season. I thought it had a good mystery to it. You had Robert Patrick from Terminator 2 as the villain. He was great. Great action sequences. The new characters they brought in, I loved. I binged the whole thing when all the episodes were out, and I loved it. I dug the shit out of it, and I thought it was way better than Season 1. So, yeah. Definitely watch Reacher as a whole. If you haven't watched Reacher yet, watch Season 1, Season 2. It's on Amazon Prime. What a great show. Season 2 was a 9 out of 10. Loved it. So good. And then let's get to True Detective North Country. Because everyone knows I'm a True Detective fan. I love True Detective. Season 1 with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson is a perfect season of any show. It's one of the best crime shows I've ever watched is Season 1 True Detective. The characters, the mystery, the atmosphere, the direction, Nick Pizzolatto, how he wrote it, and how Cary Fujiwara directed this episode is genius. Season 2 was not very good. I actually liked Season 3 with Mahershala Ali and Stephen Dorff. I enjoyed it. I think Season 3 is underrated. But I guess they're doing the anti-Star Trek movie kind of thing. The even numbers are shit, I guess, because season 4 was ass. This season with Jodie Foster. I was looking forward to this. I love Jodie Foster. I think Jodie Foster is such a great actress, and she is not utilized to her potential in this show. I thought her character was so boring. I thought the girl playing her partner was annoying. Oh my god. I was going to forgive it all. I liked the atmosphere. I love the setting, the Alaska setting and the snow. Something about like isolation in the snow. That's why like John Carpenter's The Thing is like my favorite horror film. I love stuff in the isolation in the snow. That's why I also love 30 Days of Night. Better movies about isolation and snow and stuff. But I always think that's fascinating. And the atmosphere is okay. And there's some stuff I enjoy, like the music and... But, like, they didn't write a single intriguing character or a likable character. I don't know what it is. They made every male character either a moron or a complete piece of shit. And I'm not... What you find out what all this... I'm not going to spoil it because some people still haven't watched it. When you find out what this is all about and who's doing all these murders and why, I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? We built all this to that? Are you? Oh my god. Like, and you can tell this wasn't written by Nick Pozzolano because I don't think he wrote a single episode. He wrote every episode, season 1, 2, and 3. And you could tell nothing of this feels like Nick Pozzolano's writing. I don't like this. Feels like it doesn't even feel like a True Detective show. Like it feels like a Criminal Minds spinoff or some shit. Ugh, like because you got to nail the ending in like a murder mystery show. Season 1, season 3 nailed their endings, but they also had really great protagonists. This one has shitty protagonists and has probably one of the shittiest endings to a fucking murder mystery show. The ending is so stupid. I was like, are you fucked? Like, what the fucking fuck shit? Fuck is this? Fuck. Let me know in the console if you guys like that ending. If you did, let me know why. What about it? But I don't want to spoil it because some people watched it. But I didn't like the show this season. I thought True Detective Night Country was pretty bad. I give it a 3 out of 10. It's not very good. So, moving on. Let's talk about The Masters of the Air. Masters of the Air is the new Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks produced television show. Basically another Band of Brothers sort of thing. Love Band of Brothers. And I love, I wouldn't say love. I enjoy The Pacific. I thought those were good shows. Band of Brothers is one of the best miniseries ever created. I think it's even better than Saving Private Ryan, in my opinion. Masters of the Air has good stuff in it. It's very much... Do you know the movie... You guys know the movie Memphis Belle? An old war movie? It's very much like... It's Memphis Belle if it was R-rated. There's some pretty cool scenes. I think Austin Butler and... I forget the actor's name, the guy who plays in like West Side Story. I think the two of them are really good, and I like their friendship, and I think they're the best parts of the show. And there's some pretty brutal sequences, and it shows the realism of the Air Force. I like that it shows more about the Air Force, because we don't make a lot of movies and shows about the Air Force. I thought some of it was intriguing. There's some interesting moments and interesting political statements in the show. But there's also a lot of dumb things. There's like modern... The show takes place in like the 40s, but there's like some modern slang in the show. There's also some pretty bad CGI in the show as well that's super fucking noticeable. And it's very distracting at times. Like, some of the plane sequences and the action sequences in the air is, like, really cool. And then it looks like shit sometimes. Especially if you watch a movie like Top Gun Maverick or, like, Devotion, which have really good aircraft sequences. Like, it's no excuse for visuals to look this bad. It's like... And everyone's going to compare the show to Band of Brothers. And if you compare the show to Band of Brothers, the show's going to look like shit. Because Band of Brothers is, like, a bajillion times better. It has better characters, better story, more graphic sequences, more brutal reality within World War II. The show is good. I'm liking the show. There's still one more episode, and I like it. I do. But it is missing a lot of things. And I feel like they didn't hire the right screenwriters for this show. Because I don't think they knew how people talked in the 40s. And I'm like, it's very modern how they talk. And I'm like, it's a little weird. But I like Austin Butler and the other guy. And I like the music. I like the setting. I like that it's about the Air Force and stuff. And there is some good shit in this. There is some good shit in this show. And there's some episodes I enjoyed. But it is lacking very much. And it's nowhere near as good as Band Brothers. So I give Masters of the Air 7 out of 10? 7? 6.5, 7? Something like that. Alright, next is the show Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I watched this because people were saying it's really good. It's got Donald Glover in it, so I'm like, cool, I like Donald Glover. You know, he hasn't really done anything good in fucking a while. Bring back Community. This show was pretty awful. I don't see what critics are thinking, why this show's great. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's enjoyable. I don't think it's entertaining. I don't like any of these characters. I don't know what the fuck people are seeing with this show. I thought it was a chore to get through. I watched every episode on Amazon, and I'm like, that was a complete waste of time. I thought Donald Glover was okay. I thought he had zero chemistry with this girl, and I know it's not a remake of the Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie movie, which is a better movie than the show. And it's not a remake of the Hitchcock version. It's a remake of the old 90s show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That they're just agents. They're not actually husband and wife, but they're pretending to be husband and wife. So that probably explains why the chemistry sucks. But even when they try to spark a romance on the show, it's still pretty bad. I don't know who the actress is, but she is really obnoxious and just not very enjoyable. And every comedic joke she has is just terrible and cringe. Even Donald Glover is pretty cringe in the show. The action is terrible. It's like sitcom level action, and it's, I don't know. I thought it was embarrassing. I don't know what people. It's also slow for no reason, and it's not to build tension or atmosphere. It's just to show, I guess, what a boring couple is. And yeah, it's boring. It was boring to watch. I thought it was a waste of time. I didn't like a second of this show. Yeah, I hated it. So yeah, 2 out of 10. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I know people love it. Good for them. I did not. Another show I watched is a show called Monsieur Spade. Monsieur Spade was awesome. I feel like the less I talk about this show, the better. And I feel like no one's watching this. Everyone's sleeping on this show, and they shouldn't. As Clive Owen in this movie, and it's a sequel to the 1940s Maltese Falcon. And Clive Owen is playing Humphrey Bogart's character. And it's another mystery that he has to solve. This is a mystery and a murder mystery done properly. This was way better than True Detective North Country. Clive Owen's killer. The atmosphere was great. The twist in the end was great. The way it connects to the Maltese Falcon is really solid. Clive Owen's performance, the other supporting cast is really good. The music, cinematography, and editing, and the pacing was all really well done. Probably the most underrated show probably of this year, because nobody's watching this show and nobody's talking about it, and they should. It's damn good. Monsieur Spade, 8 out of 10. Go check it out. I'm not going to say too much about it. Just go watch it. Go watch it. Alright, the last show I'm going to end on is Shogun. Shogun is only 2 episodes in, and the reason I want to talk about Shogun is because I just want to say right now, everybody, look at me right now. Look at me right now. Look at me. Look at me. You, all of you, go fucking watch this show. It's amazing. I can't explain, it's only 2 episodes in. But I'm just going to say, 2 episodes in, this is going to be the new Game of Thrones, I feel like. This is like Game of Thrones, but with samurais and no dragons. The politics is very Game of Thrones-esque, the way they do the different nations and the religions and the families. It's super Game of Thrones. The characters are intriguing. The production is amazing. The way it is shot, the music, the characters that they brought in. I'm loving the show. I'm loving the show. I can't review it. I'll review the whole show when it's done. Then I'll do a whole review on it. But 2 episodes in, I fucking love it. It's 10 out of 10. So good. Go watch it right now. It's probably the best show that's going to be out all of 2024. I think if no one watches this show, they're giving that's a disservice to this. This is quality television right here. This is like better. This show is better than any movie I've seen this year so far. It's better than any show I've watched in like 3 years. Go watch Shogun. Just go watch it. It's fucking awesome. That's it. Video done. Just go watch Shogun. Fuck all the other shows I just mentioned. Screw everything I just said. Just screw this video. Don't even watch this video. Go watch Shogun. I'm going to watch it again now. Bye.